That's all I had to say. I'm all done now, though.
But yeah, I'll plug the other mic in. If Ray shows up, I'll pause it and start over. Thereby tempting fate, making Ray show up. Because you see, if I went ahead and already plugged the mic in, he wouldn't show up. If I don't plug the mic in, he will show up. It's kind of like looking at a quark. It's always different, which makes people believe there's multiple universes and stuff. And so in one universe, Ray is showing up for the podcast. In another universe, he's not. We will find out which one we're in right now. There was also an experiment of it called quantum suicide, where somebody's, they got a gun with one bullet in it, and every time they pull the trigger, in the parallel universe it's going off, but in the other parallel universe it's not. So in that parallel universe, that person lives forever. Because it's kind of like just constantly splitting off.
You're blowing my mind, Marty.
They called that quantum suicide. Well, see, you watch too much Big Bang Theory and you get on Wikipedia in the middle of the night. And I guess it all ties back to plugging microphones in. But this is the GMR Podcast, in case you hadn't figured that out yet. It's show 14.
Show 14.
I'm Marty Catala.
I'm Gene Mott.
And we're here once again.
Waiting for Ray.
Yeah. No Steve Oath this week. Did he enroll in culinary school?
No, he's working up in the White Mountains, trying to get some money together,
getting that money,
so he can get his van.
Yeah,
as soon as possible.
4 weeks.
Because it's only 4 weeks till Comic-Con. It's crunch time.
Wow, it really is amazing. One month from now, we will be up there doing podcasts, and among other things. I was going to go through and make a list of all the interesting events and talk about those, but I'll have that for next week as we get even closer. Just didn't get around to it yet, but they got pretty much everything listed on the website, so you can do like that thing where JJ had it all planned out on his phone.
Yeah. We still need to get a phone or something. The walkie-talkies.
Oh, yes, the walkie-talkies. If anybody has a pair of walkie-talkies, they can donate to us at GMR Podcast on Twitter. You can get a hold of us.
That's right. How many Twitter followers do we have now?
I think it was, let's see here.
And if you are following us on Twitter, you know that you should probably update it and tell them we've just started the podcast.
Yeah. We have 9 followers.
9. Crazy.
And what kind of direct messages have we got? Oh, quite a bit of spam.
Spam.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. That's what we need, more spam.
And it's a dirty spam also.
Like porno stuff?
Yeah. Let's compose a new tweet. It's probably because I subscribed to all those Howard Stern followers.
Yeah.
For some reason, unbeknownst to me, that gets attached to the porn stuff. Let's see here. How about tweeting live from show 14. Bam. Live tweeting. Our 6th tweet, which is a very small number compared to some people that live on Twitter. Oh, and shows number 2 and number 5 are now up on iTunes, so you can listen to those in MP3 format finally.
Cool.
We have about 13 or so listeners that tune in every week.
Wow.
We seem to be gathering more listeners as each week goes past. For example, 2 weeks ago, 10 hits. then the next show 11, the next show 12, the next show 13, and so on. So it's
I think once the Big
Still
Brother
our
thing
power grows.
starts, yeah, still our power grows. We have 13 of you now. Still, slowly. I think the Big Brother's when we're going to take off. I think
it's true.
there'll be some sort of, when people are looking for Big Brother talk, we should pop up.
Yeah.
And we'll just be Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother. All day long. Spoiler alert. We're going to ruin your Big Brother, so you better watch it.
Yeah, you got to be up to date at that point, because we will be. Let's find out when Big Brother starts.
Any Big Brother info out there?
Now, what year is it going to be?
Season 15, wasn't it?
Big Brother 15 will premiere on June 26th.
Wow.
Here's some news for you.
News?
This season will be an extended version.
Wow.
Starting 2 weeks prior.
Wow.
And will air Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Right now, the countdown to Big Brother 15 is 61 days, 3 hours, 9 minutes, and 50 seconds.
Wow.
So 2 months to Big Brother, which is, by the time we finish off Comic-Con, it'll be about 4 weeks to Big Brother. So we'll always have something that we're counting down to. Then it'll be countdown to Tucson Comic-Con and repeat.
Crazy. Casting call update? What's all that about?
Well, if you're in Florida, Louisiana, Maine, Alaska, Virginia, Wyoming, or Iowa, they were having Big Brother casting calls.
Cool. So they're still doing casting calls?
Yeah.
Nice.
And as we remember last year, Ian won and Dan came in second, with Frank winning America's Favorite.
That's right. You called that one last year, didn't you?
Yeah. June 26th. Okay, and then AGT starts June 4th, and I'm going to attempt to watch it. I really don't like those type of shows, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm going to be, forced to... I mean, I like Howard Stern. It's all right. But I don't know that I want to watch all that shit.
It even sounds like he's unhappy doing it this year, so...
Well, he's got a cold, so he's all bitchy. I listen to too much Howard Stern, that's right. It's kind of a down day. Steve-O's not here. He didn't bring us extra charisma.
Oh, yeah, no liquid courage or whatever it was.
Living off a burrito and caffeine at this point, and nicotine. Oh, is it time to look at my notes? I haven't looked at my notes in a while.
Notes.
Let's see. Notes. Can I even read them? Let's go to the next page. Okay. You got any Slade, Marty? Remember Slade? That band Slade?
I probably don't, but I do know of the band.
They wrote those, the Quiet Riot song that was
That's
Come On,
right.
Feel the Noise.
That's right.
They had a couple of videos out back in the day when MTV showed videos. You remember those days?
Yeah, apparently they are still around.
Is that right?
It says years active, 69 to present.
That's a long time to keep a band together. Yeah, third person here would really liven this up.
That third person. we thought the third person was on the way.
That dynamic. Yeah, this is going to be one of those shows JJ's going to give me shit about. Oh, where's Ray? Your show sucks without Ray. God damn it. We wanted Ray here. He said he was coming over.
Yeah.
But that was a while ago. And the bus, he could have caught that bus by now.
I would think so. That was over 2 hours ago, as you can tell by looking at our Twitter feed.
Oh, so I was doing laundry one day and wearing that Clockwork Orange t-shirt, and the security guard asked me about it. and then said it was a good. Don't see it on acid. I don't know if I've told this story. He just said don't see it on acid, and I was like, okay. And this guy was kind of like, every time I'd go outside, he was like, hey, what's going on? And like when I was taking the bus home, he was like right there at the bus stop. Pretty weird. Okay.
So, any 20-year-old movie reviews? for us?
20-year-old movie reviews. No 20-year-old movie reviews this week. I guess I could make one up. What's the last movie I saw?
The Brute Man.
The Brute Man. That's a horrible movie.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's way older than 20 years.
Just how old was that movie? Let's see here. That was from 1946. So that movie was almost 70 years old. A lot of creeping.
It was a lot of. He was pretty good at it. He was slipping away, and he was tall enough. He was able to reach for things and pull himself up.
Yeah, that's about all I remember from it. That and something about raising better chickens.
All right, here's some notes I wrote when I was drunk. I guess. Let me see if any of them are appropriate.
The best kind of notes to yourself.
Oh yeah, the guy at the Circle K asked me about the Clockwork Orange shirt too.
Oh,
He asked me if it was a good movie. What kind of fucking question is that? Of course it's a good movie.
I'm just wearing this shirt.
I don't know nothing about the movie, guy. I'm just wearing the shirt.
Or the book.
Just goes to show you, if you're wearing flashy shirts, you're just like inviting people to talk to you.
Exactly.
So you want to dress as plainly as possible. Otherwise, people will be bucking you all the time.
That's why I only wear this on the weekends.
Yeah.
Or unless you go to ComiCon where almost everybody's dressed outrageously. But that's not normal day-to-day life. Although riding the bus sometimes can feel like a Comic-Con of sorts. Suntran Con. We're all dressed as bus riders.
Bus drivers. That reminds me, there's a Star Trek thing in town where these guys meet and do Star Trek stuff, and they dress up, apparently, like once a week. Do you have the info on that? I'm just fucking burnt today, man. Just burnt.
Well, one week it's a crazy podcast, and next week it's a calm podcast.
All right, let me see. The Star Trek fan club meets at Something Sweet Desert Lounge. 5300 5319 East Speedway. Star Trek fans meet to play chess, talk Trek, and exchange collectibles at 7 p.m. the last Friday of every month. That would be this Friday, right? They're doing that right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. It's about to get started here in an hour. So crazy. So think about that. Next time you're bored on a Friday. Why, next month we'll be at Comic-Con during it, so we're going to miss it again.
That's right.
We're going to miss it every week because we're always doing the podcast.
It's a podcast.
Just makes me think of the Big Bang Theory, though. Like, that's something Sheldon would be doing.
Oh, fun with flags.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he has his own podcast, huh?
A year-long journey.
They had to do a real podcast just to supplement the show, don't you think? That would be cool if they had done all 52 flags or whatever.
Ooh.
Hey, you know Tony Bennett's coming to town? Tony Bennett?
Wow. I think we briefly mentioned that last week.
How about Cheap Trick and Pat
yeah.
Benatar?
Yeah, we mentioned that also.
Is that right?
Yeah, in the final seconds.
Okay. Crazy. What else can I get out of this weekly that's interesting? You have any notes, Marty?
Well, this right here, that's the sound of a water bottle on the microphone cord.
Is that what that sounds like? That's what we're into now.
You can kind of hear the water. It's very bizarre.
Sounds bizarre.
So, the next podcast will be a live podcast. How does that work? Well, we do live TV show first Saturdays of every month for the time being. If you're listening to this in 2018, I don't know when we're on. You'll have to check up our website at that point. But as it stands right now, first Saturdays of every month, 6:30 to 7:30, our time, you can call into the podcast. That's
right.
crazy, right? But you can. It's 520-629-0708, 629-0683.
You should post those numbers on
Yeah, we'll
the Twitter.
for you
or
hardcore
something.
people, we'll send that on the Twitter right before, and then you people can call in the podcast and then hear yourself on the podcast. I was listening back to episode 5 where we were talking live with JJ at the Bashful Bandit.
Yeah.
It was a nice gimmick.
So 4 weeks to Comic-Con.
Yeah,
What
only
the hell
4
are you going to be
weeks.
doing, dude?
So we're just waiting.
You're waiting? Can we name like a couple big names that might be there?
Sure.
That'd be good.
Like Mark Brady.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, there'd be Mark Brady there. You can come out and see Mark Brady at Comic-Con this year. First time ever.
Yeah, he's actually going to make it. He has been confirmed.
Confirmed. He's going to have money, too, so he's probably going to be able to buy sodas and stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to go shopping and get all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
like a bunch of stuff.
That is correct. It is about 4 weeks to Costco trip.
Yeah, we need to get one of these little flyers here. The overview of the weekend to sell you on it.
Hey, you would think that stuff would be everywhere now, and I haven't seen one yet.
Did you see them last year?
Mm-hmm. I got one of last year's somewhere around here, of the small one. The Ash Can Edition sized program of Phoenix ComiCon 2012.
Yeah, just basically an overview, all the things you can get, all the science fiction people on one page. 2 years ago, they had Leonard Nimoy, George Takei, Billy D. Williams, Bruce Boxleitner, Adam Baldwin. I think I saw that dude from a distance.
Here's a new thing they've just added. Friday, 6 p.m., room 120. The debut episode of whatever this is, Star Trek Continues. People are trying to make their own Star Trek series, so
Cool.
that might be worth looking at. It seems like there's a lot more stuff going on this year. There's a panel for just about everything. There's even an Evil Dead panel, which is probably because that remake came out, but
Yeah,
still.
some people really seem to like that Evil Dead, new Evil Dead.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it
And Will Wheaton,
in a few months.
he's been there
Will
every
Wheaton.
year.
Oh, yeah, you know he's going to show up.
Every year, he's a geek. He's
He
going to
loves
work
these
all
things.
Yeah, he gets paid to be there, and he gets to. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to really go through all this and look at this. There's even stand-up comedy.
Wow. 18 up plus. Yeah, we gotta.
It's nerd comedy, it says.
Late night. Is there time for that?
That's Friday at 10
Yeah.
at
See,
night. Yeah.
a nice way to relax in the evening. Go check out some stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's different. Oh, here's another panel that Eric and Robert and Tyrell from Jean the Alien Interviews are going to be on. Acting and directing actors in sci-fi and fantasy, Friday from 3:30 to 5 p.m.
That's a long panel.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
It's good to see Eric's embracing Comic-Con.
Yeah, he's going to love it.
The steampunk fashion show that was happening in 2011. I'm sure every year it's expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Just so many things to do. So many things. A lot of anime stuff.
Oh, yes, tons of it.
Anime.
Anthony Michael Hall panel has not had its day and time announced.
So the film festival, is there going to be like an award at the end? They're going to
Yeah, that's going to be on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nuts if we actually won something? And of course, the Babylon 5 thing is the big deal of the weekend. This year, we're going to get up early and
This year
see all that stuff
we're gonna
rather than
set
stay
alarm
up and
clocks.
watching Married with Children all night.
Yeah, well,
That was fun, too.
I don't know what happened that night. It's just hard to sleep and weird. It's like the first time I slept in a room with 6 other people in a long time. Or there are only 4 of us.
How many? I think there was 4 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, me, JJ, you, and Paul. This year there'll be even more people, maybe.
Yeah.
And we got to get up like an hour before, at least. I don't know what Ray and fucking Mark are going to be doing.
I suspect they won't be sleeping.
Well, I don't know that I can handle that kind of schedule. How much coffee are we going to bring? I think Mark says he's going to bring a bunch of coffee.
I have to get that French press because you don't expect me to drink convenience store coffee all the way to the Grand Canyon, do you?
Oh yeah, we could do 10 minutes on that. Remember that episode of Sunny in Philadelphia?
That's one of my favorite ones where they attempt to go to the Grand Canyon where Charlie had never been out of Philly before. I love when they decide to light the wicker chairs on fire in the back of the camper. And if Dee hadn't thrown the piss jar out the window at just that second, then Charlie and Dennis would have easily died from all the fumes in the back of the U-Haul.
That would have been comedy gold.
They open it up and Charlie's just face down in the back. It's great. It's great shit. Let's see here. Deep Space Nine panel. As we mentioned before, you can spend your entire 4 days learning how to build a Predator costume.
Now, part of each day.
Mm-hmm. They go through the different stages of the building.
Do you have to pay for that?
I think you may need to have materials or something. I don't know if you're making it along with them or you're just watching them make it before your eyes over the period of 4 days. It doesn't say anything about extra charge, so we may just have to wander into that. Hey, do-it-yourself motion comics.
Wow, that's what we need. Make motion comics out of our shit.
I think that's about an hour before the Jean panel on Thursday. Whoa, that was a weird noise.
That was anything that touches this cord makes a weird noise.
Yeah, a lot of Doctor Who stuff.
People love that Doctor Who.
They really do.
Thinking of starting a heavy metal band based on Skyrim. What do you think? Just the shit that happens in Skyrim.
You know, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. I don't know. I'm having enough trouble with the band I'm in.
Here's a panel
Getting
for
it all together.
Panel for Robert drawing sexy women.
Ah, sure. That's not even plus 18? That's general admission?
Oh no, that's plus 18.
Oh, I see. Okay, there. Oh, yeah, it's perfect for what's that plus 18?
Dub your own hentai.
What's that mean? So you just go over the hentai and make your own comments, like riff your own?
Yeah, for 6 hours on Saturday night.
Wow. There's something for you to do, kids.
Got to at least wander in there for a little bit.
6 hours. What the hell's going on? You know, that's going to be a creepy room, right?
Yeah, creeper.
What's that one?
Oh,
Plus 18.
Evening Erotica. How is that comic book related? But it is.
Because they have erotic comic books.
And a hentai Q&A there.
Hentai is like where girls are getting raped by sperm monsters or squids that just shoot jizz all over them.
Yep.
Yeah, those movies are weird. Hentai, you say.
They got it
anime.
all. They got it all up there.
How many Star Trek panels are there?
Quite a few. I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm still in the F's here.
We're still in the F's here. Fireflies?
Firefly panel. Just fans talking about it.
Nobody from the show is actually... Is that girl going to be on it?
Jewel State is going to be here, but she's not in that panel. That's just a fan panel. I think she's got her own panel as well. The My Little Pony people are slowly creeping into Phoenix ComiCon.
My Little Pony. I love that shit, don't you?
Let's see here.
You know what I saw yesterday?
People don't appreciate their trash.
I saw Barney's still on.
Wow.
Barney the dinosaur I saw it this morning, actually.
Amazing.
It's crazy.
Geek Prom again.
Of course, the Geek Prom. That's good to know.
Didn't we walk in on a little bit of that? Did we catch some of that? I have like this vague memory, or maybe it was just a dream.
Well, remember we were looking for that one party, Marvel vs. Capcom.
That's true. Yeah.
And we found Pirates vs. Ninjas,
Yeah.
which was some sort of rave or some shit.
That's where we saw the mini bosses perform. And that guy
at
playing
the Marvel vs. ComiCon.
Yeah, the guy playing on
They
the
were there on the year before that too. I think that guy's from Phoenix.
Makes sense.
From what I gathered reading this 2-year-old pamphlet.
Got a little bit of Harry Potter going on. Ooh, hentai worth watching, as opposed to the hentai not worth watching.
Yeah, you don't want to watch that shit.
Horror movie clip trivia. See, I'd like to think that I do good on that, but these modern ones, I'm not familiar with all that Saw and all that stuff. How Star Trek changed science fiction. How to be a better cosplayer without even trying. How to start building custom Lego creations.
That's where Ray's going to be, right?
Yeah.
When a Steve-O comes, he's going to be right up in there.
I was there at the dawn of Babylon 5 fandom. A panel just for those people who tuned in from day one. I sold my first novel, now what? Well, congratulations. That's what I would say. That's a different
Is this
panel
what you
there.
were going to do next week, or have we jumped the gun on that?
Well, I'll go through and really condense down. You almost can't talk about this stuff too much.
There's so much happening. What was that plus 18?
Oh, this is something from a horror movie. That's what this is. Okay.
You like horror movies.
Well,
You do.
I do. I don't like all of them, but I do like a lot of them.
You can't like everything.
That's true. It is hard to like everything.
Wish I had that Coca-Cola on a drip, man. It's keeping me going. You can't really tell it. But, I wish I could watch all the Babylon 5s back to back.
Yeah, you better start now.
Well, I don't have them. It's going to be hard.
Watch them in the mind's eye.
You're not really a big fan of that shit?
I've never watched it, so I don't know. Local Focus Block 2, shorts and web series. There'll be 30 minutes of Jean there. And it says day and time to be announced.
We should save half these cards for Comic-Con and just pass them around.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we have business cards now.
Yeah. We're moving on up. They're kind of weird looking, but... and they're not for old people because the print's a little small. But old people aren't listening to this podcast anyway.
At least not that we know of.
Are these from the same people who hooked us up with our iTunes?
No, this is something different.
I dropped the first card.
It's from one of those websites where you can get free business cards. Yeah.
Nice. We were just talking about this recently.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we up to now? The H's, the W's, what?
The My Little Pony.
Oh, the My Little Pony. I want to hit that one. Haven't seen any interesting new commercials on toy commercials on Nickelodeon. Not that interesting, at least. I like to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Saturday mornings.
Oh, yeah, you said that was a good show.
You should check it out. There's that noise again.
Sci-fi speed dating.
Wow.
That's different. Sexuality in the Star Trek universe. That's an 18 plus. So yeah, they're definitely expanding. They had stuff like this, but they got a lot more of it this year. More diverse.
There's also information in this pamphlet of how to volunteer down there. So you could volunteer to be a marketing, programming, operations, guest and volunteer registration. Next week we should have a little more food in us or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of a down week. It's end of the month.
That's true.
Things are rough.
Here's an interesting one.
What's that, Marty? Let me try and jazz this up. What's going on there, Marty?
They are taking the Star Trek animated series, removing the sound from it, and creating a new one live on the spot.
Wow. This is the one from the 70s, right?
So that should be amusing.
I like that show.
Day and time to be announced, but
definitely should check that out, man.
Yeah.
Star Trek and the
Human Potential. That sounds
Star
like
Trek
a Sheldon Cooper panel. Continues. That's new episodes of Star Trek.
Wow.
Star Trek Planetarium show.
Journey to Humanity. Star Trek The Expanded Universe.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh, interesting. That's with Timothy Zahn. He wrote a bunch of those Star Wars novels in the early 90s.
There's nobody else here. I can get closer. Wow, that's completely different. I can actually read that now.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars 5, Star Trek 2, When Galaxies Collide.
Which is better, Empire or Khan? Well, it's apples and oranges, but they're having a panel about it. Oh, and they're also taking the Clone Wars, removing the sound from it and riffing it.
Who's doing that? Which group is?
Spoof and Cinema, which, if I'm correct, I think that's the group that was here in town riffing movies about a year or so ago. Could be wrong about that.
Starfleet Medical.
Then here we go into the Stargate.
Stargate. Steampunk. Okay, Steampunk 1, 2, 3. Steampunk Ball, Steampunk Block. Steampunk Character Creation Workshop. Costuming. Fascinating Make and Take Workshop. Make your own guns, I'm assuming, that kind of thing. Fashion show. The fashion show. I definitely want to see some of these fashion shows. Steampunk Fusion. Steampunk for Kids. Goggles for Kids and Takeaway Shop. Steampunk Pock Watches, Chains, Make and Take. Now, see, there you get...
You can spend your
That's
whole
like
thing
$15. Yeah, you gotta throw in money. Only 40 people can be in that class.
No, because you're actually coming away with something. You're creating stuff.
Steampunk, scientific explosion, scientific explosions. Isn't that twice? Scientific explosion, check in. Oh, I see. It's a whole thing.
Wow, looks like there's more steampunk than anything.
Than ever, yeah. I would have thought there'd been more Star Trek and Star Wars. Seeing as how those movies are just superhero feats of strength and heroics with the Justice League of Arizona. I remember seeing those people around. Talk nerdy with, to me, burlesque show. Plus 19.
They won't only be
18.
dancing, but also aerial acts, hoops, magic, and more.
Wow. What time is that?
Friday, 9 to 11. There's a lot of stuff going on Friday's
pretty happening, yeah. Once the kids are back in the hotel room. I don't know, how many kids are you bringing with you, Marty? I can't find my kids, so I'm not bringing them. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hell yeah. What time's that panel?
Kevin Eastman.
Who's that?
Isn't he one of the creators of
Is
the
that
Ninja
right?
Turtles? Let me cross-reference that shit. I'm pretty freaking sure that Kevin Eastman is one of the creators of the Turtles.
That cartoon is more of an animated CGI show.
Yeah, he's the co-creator of the Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
He's gonna be
So
up
that
there.
guy's going to be there.
He owns and edits and publishes Heavy Metal. He bought the rights to that. So he
Wow.
owns that now.
So that guy's really made the most from those comic books, for
That's
sure.
cool. Yeah, the other guy is Laird, right? It's Eastman and Laird created the Turtles when they were those black and white issues. Like that guy on trying to buy him off of Walt on that one episode. Yeah, they only made 3,000 issues of that. That's cool. That's
So he's going to be
comic book
there.
royalty.
Nice.
On the Sunday, too. That's cool.
What time is that?
3 to 4.
That'd be like the last thing to do if you wanted to.
Yeah, before we go watch movies.
3 drunk geeks. Plus 18. What's that about?
Sounds like a podcast of sorts.
Podcast. Yeah, we got to find out about more podcast stuff. It says film festival.
Well, that's the various categories they list these things in. Let's see here.
How'd we get back to B?
What's the?
Oh,
Everything that starts with the ends up in the T's.
That's crazy. The droid who knew too much.
A whole panel about R2.
Wow. That sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
People have actually thought about it and written it down and said, hey, let's get a panel going.
Evil Dead panel at Friday morning. The Higgs boson particle.
That's what you... Okay.
And The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. Yep, lots and lots of stuff.
See, look at this. The Neil and Josh Show. Join Neil and Josh Adams talk comics. They got their own thing for an hour.
Yeah.
Next year, we could probably just do the GMR podcast for a panel.
That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah,
That should be our goal, dude.
I think that's actually doable.
If we don't implode by then.
Ooh, Rocky Horror much later. But when we tried to do it, they never started the movie.
They
It's
wanted to dick around and fucking play, yeah.
And we didn't have Kevin
Well, look,
with
it's a
us to leave him
3-hour.
there.
It's a 3-hour slot,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there for 3 hours, and I mean, I don't like it that much. It's okay.
Yeah, I just like watch the movie. But let's see here.
The Women of Star Trek. There's 2 panels on that, eh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think they're still updating this.
To be a Star Trek fan, to boldly go. Too bad these aren't all linked together somehow, just like Star Trek stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to enter Star Trek.
Trek fandom in the valley, followed by Trekland and you. There's the Tron panel.
Tron.
A lot of these big ones are in the room 120, which is that big
Or we
room.
saw Kirk.
I believe that's the same one.
You know, he's got a new show coming out. You heard about this?
The new show.
No, it's called like something in the weird.
Mm-mm.
It's like a paranormal show or just weird shit. I'm not sure what it is.
Hmm.
You should Google that sometime, because we all want to know what Captain Kirk's up to, right? William Shatner. We're all interested in that. I know you are.
Mm-hmm. This year we're going to get a Walter Koenig panel. Chekhov.
Oh, Chekhov.
And Uhura is going to be there as well. So we'll get both
Wow.
of those panels. And let's see here.
So much.
Really is, yeah.
Becomes overwhelming at some points. It's like, I can't do it all.
Never a dull moment.
Hollywood Squares. What was that, dude?
Hollywood Squares. Hollywood Squares. It's all Doctor Who.
Oh, we'd suck at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of that.
Doctor Who? What's this all about?
More anime and strangeness.
Rated X anime stuff, yeah. Probably not rated X so much. Zombie beauty pageant.
Of course, this John the Alien interviews panel.
Right there near the bottom of the list.
Thursday,
Yeah.
6:30 to 7:30. So that is a brief rundown of us looking through all of the events at Comic-Con. And wow, guess what? We're almost done with this podcast.
Wow. So it was more Comic-Con stuff than ever this week then.
As it should be. I mean, next week, 3 weeks to Comic-Con. We got a live show coming up for you. Live podcast.
Went to Earth Day last Sunday.
Earth Day.
Earth Day at Reed Park.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty strange, man. Lots of hippies. So much so that I didn't even feel like smoking a cigarette there.
Mm.
Nobody was smoking. It was weird. There's like people playing drums and shit. Just a bunch of hippies selling water and popcorn and hippie stuff. That's pretty much the story about that. It's pretty exciting. Then we went to do karaoke, but nobody sang. Yeah, the story is not well rounded. It's really an off day. We also played Marvel Nemesis. Not Marvel Nemesis, but Marvel.
Nemesis?
Not Nemesis, no. We played Marvel. I can't remember what the fucking name was. But it's like a card game. Played that for a few rounds. It's pretty interesting. Okay, I had to get that story out there. Don't know why. Probably end up cutting that one. I don't know.
No.
It's pretty boring.
That's it's content.
It was content. But Comic-Con, 4 weeks and counting. Mark Brady's going to be there. Not sure about Steve-O. JJ, I don't think's coming.
Still, Ray's planning on it. Cliff's planning on it. We'll see. We know that we'll be up there, definitely. And now Brady is definitely going to be there. And, of course, Eric and the whole Jean gang are going to be up there, too, which is cool. A lot of networking this year. And if you haven't seen the web show of which I speak, whoisjean.com. Hey, I'll send a tweet out at GMR Podcast with the link to the web show that we're going to be showing up there.
You got to start using these hashtags, too, whatever the hell that's about.
But I can never think of a clever hashtag is the problem.
Yeah, it'd be like hashtag GMR, hashtag Jean, the alien interviews. Sarah said she started watching it, and she loves it. So it's
cool.
It's already worked talking about it. You've already got a couple extra.
Nice.
At least one extra fan.
The nice thing about Jean the Alien interviews is when we wrote it, we decided we're not going to do like these other shows. We're actually going to give you a full beginning, middle, and end, and all secrets revealed. Because, we'd watch X-Files and stuff like that, and you get to the end, and there is no ending. And you go, what? Come on now. So we actually are giving you an ending with John.
I hope so.
There it is, up on Twitter. And my sentences are defragmenting more and more as I speak. Which means it's about time to wrap up week 15. Or 14. See, I don't even know what week it is anymore.
Maybe next week we drink a half a monster. We split a monster or something, dude.
Well, it's also one last thing I was going to mention now that you said that is Jane's Addiction and Alice in Chains are coming to Phoenix September, Friday the 13th, which watch The Loft Planet Screamorama that same night. Just watch. But it's sponsored by like Rockstar or Monster, so they give you free energy drinks while you're there. And I'm like, oh boy, that should be.
So what's that? You said $12 for tickets?
In California, they were $19, and then they put fees, and it became $32, and that's usually pretty comparable to the Phoenix ones. That's not bad for an all-day festival thing.
Sounds horrible.
Even though I just want to show up and watch the last two things. As it's cooled off, it'll be September, so it won't be so hot. It's starting to get really hot out there now, but.
Oh, it sounds like that thing where I saw Twisted Sister at this 96 Rock big show. They do these big shows at the end of summer.
Oh, yeah, I've been to a few.
And the water's like $5. It's free to get in, and then water's like $5 a bottle, and you can't bring water with you.
No,
they search you when you come in.
They don't know what you got in that water bottle.
Like what?
The vodka,
Vodka.
because it's clear.
Good point.
It was really funny when
But they go ahead. Go ahead.
me and Ray saw Smashing Pumpkins at one of these KFMA events or whatever. And you could take in your bottle of water if you didn't open it, and he cracked it open like 30 seconds before we went in. And he looked at me like, "Oh, it's just a habit. I was thirsty." And I'm like, "Dude, no, you can't take it in."
And you're just baking in the sun all day and fucking just wandering around.
Well, this will be a
Fucking
Desert
horrible.
Sky Pavilion, and that's one of
Yeah.
the nicer ones up there. It's kind of comfortable. You got the grass, you can kick it on, take some towels and stuff, and so it's a much more pleasant place than, say, like a Compton Terrace or like the Summer Scorcher me and Ray went to. That was just still fun though.
Well, maybe
KUPD Fest or whatever it was.
maybe I'll have my shit together enough to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, it could be
with you.
fun. Something to do. And you'll hear us next week.
GMR